Good morning. I'm Jennifer. Good morning. I'm Jennifer Austin, and my pronouns are she and her, and along with our lead minister, Krista Taves, welcome to Eliot Chapel. Joining us is Carl Serbell for Sunday Pastoral Care. Please see him if something is weighing on your heart. If you have young children staying with you in the service and they start to get a bit restless, you're welcome to take them to Fellowship Hall. There will be a live feed of the service and they can run all they want. A special welcome to our guests. Thank you for coming. Our welcome person, Lynn Murphy, there we go, is here for anything you might need. There are guest forms at both entrances of the sanctuary and our QR code on the screen or on the order of service so we can stay in touch. Please join us for coffee hour and make sure to take a blue cup so we'll be sure to welcome you. If you're a member or a friend, look for the blue cups and be sure to personally welcome our guests. Our online coffee hour is at 1:30. And now I invite you, as you wish, to join in our welcome today by responding, "You are welcome here," at the end of each statement. If you are an immigrant, a refugee, or a person without documentation, you are welcome here. If you are Black, brown, white, indigenous, AAPI, whatever your origins, you are welcome here. If you believe in God all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. If you have a disability, visible or invisible, or are neurodiverse, you are welcome here. If you've been here 100 times or you've just come today, you are welcome here. If you want for nothing or struggle each day to make it through, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or what your gender identity, you are welcome here. For this is a community of diversity, of love and justice, and it is good to be together. Let us now enter into the spirit of worship. The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We light a chalice to signify that we are entering sacred space. These chalice lighting words are by Lisa Garcia Sampson. The Great Turning. In these wild, historic, and uncertain times, we gather to remember who we are, who we belong to, and what we are called to do. As we light this chalice, we kindle the spirit of the Great Turning, the movement for justice alive in this nation today. May we feel it in our bones, and in the stillness of this hour, may we sense it calling our name. I now invite you to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, number 1020. Please remain standing for our congregational covenant.
Shucks. Good morning. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we will know within. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know within. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
In Unitarian Universalism, covenants are the agreements we make for who we want to be as a people. Please join with me in reading our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise kinder to each other than we have to be. To listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Please be seated. Every week, we share our offering with an organization in the community that reflects our values and commitment to service. This month, we are sharing our plate with Nurses for Newborns. Nurses for Newborns provides critical healthcare services through their nurse home visiting program to newborn babies and pregnant mothers who experience a wide range of medical, economic, environmental, and social risks. They protect babies, empower families, and address community needs. Nurses for Newborn services are provided at no cost. As we prepare to give, we welcome the presence of children in the sanctuary. Together, young and old, we practice generosity, knowing our gifts create ripples of love and care in our community. Let us give joyfully. You are welcome to donate through the plate that's going around, or through the QR code on the screen or on the order of service, or text Eliot and shared plate, one word, plus the amount you wish to give, to 3256. A link in the reply text will take you to our secure giving platform where you can complete your transaction. Let us be a generous people. Please join me in dedicating this offering with the words printed in your order of service. To the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings.
It is called Henry's Map. Hi. Hi. It's a bit of a smaller group today because a whole bunch of the older kids are on a field trip to the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis, which you'll get to do when you're older. Yeah. All right. Is anybody left? Oh, there's somebody coming. Hi. It's good to see you. Oh, I love the shamrock. What a shiny shamrock that is. All right. You can see the pictures here, or you can also see them up there. So whatever works best for you. This is called Henry's Map. Henry was a very organized sort of pig. He liked knowing exactly where everything was in his tidy little sty. Sty is the word for a pig's house. He straightened his mirror and smiled. A place for everything and everything in its place, he said. Henry looked out his window, though, and frowned. What a mess the farm was. How could anyone ever find anything out there? Then he had an idea. I shall make a map, he said, so that everyone will know what belongs where. He went to his cupboard for his pencil and some paper and trotted to his table. The first thing he drew was his sty, and he drew a picture of himself next to it. Then he rolled up his map and marched outside. At the wool shed, he came across Maisie, Daisy, and Clementine. "Bah! What are you doing, Henry?" they asked. "I'm making a map of the farm," said Henry. "Ooh, how exciting," cried the sheep. "Are we in it?" "You are right there," said Henry, and he drew a square for the wool shed and 3 sheep beside it. The sheep clapped their hooves together. Henry walked across the meadow and came upon Abigail sitting in the shade of a large oak tree. "Hello, Henry, what are you doing?" asked Abigail. Before he could answer, the sheep cried, "Bah, he's making a map of the farm, and we're in it too." "Certainly. Really," said Abigail, "can I be in it too?" "Certainly," said Henry, and he drew a scribbly circle for the oak tree and a picture of a cow. Henry continued on his way until he saw Mr. Brown grazing by his stable. "Hello, Henry, what are you doing?" neighed Mr. Brown. Maisie, Daisy, Clementine, and Abigail quickly shouted, "He's making a map, and we're all in it." "Remarkable," snorted Mr. Brown. "Is there room for a horse?" "Of course," said Henry. He took out his pencil and drew a square for the stable and a picture of a horse. By the time Henry arrived at the chicken coop, all the animals were in an uproar. "A map! Henry's making a map, and we're all in it!" they exclaimed. He drew a square for the coop and 3 chickens. "Now," he said proudly, "we'll know where everything is." "Follow me," said Henry, leading the other animals up the hill. "I'll show you my map." There's the map. Henry's sty, Woolshed and the sheep, Abigail with her tree, Mr. Brown by the stable, and the chickens by their chicken coop. All the animals looked at the farm and looked at the map and looked at the farm again. "But we're not there," bleated the sheep. "We're gone," whinnied Mr. Brown. "Oh no," mooed Abigail. "Where did we go?" squawked the chickens. Henry looked out at the empty farm. There was no sign of the animals from his map. Down the hill they dashed, Henry leading the way, clutching his map. He rushed to the chicken coop, staring at his map. "There should be hens right here," he said. "Here we are," puffed the hens, running up behind him. "Thank goodness," said Henry. He ran onto the stable. "Mr. Brown," he called. "I'm right here," snorted Mr. Brown. "What a relief," gasped Henry. "Abigail," he yelled when he reached the oak tree. "Coming," mooed Abigail, running to her tree. "Oh, thank heaven," said Henry. "But what about those sheep?" "Here we are," cried the sheep, dancing on the woolshed steps. "Your map was right after all, Henry." But Henry needed to be sure. He hurried back to his sty and threw open the door. There was no one inside. He tiptoed over to his mirror. Slowly, he looked into it. "There you are, Henry," he smiled, "just where you ought to be. A place for everything and everything in its place." And that is the end of the story. Let's sing you off to your classes. I invite you to join with me in prayer this morning. The prayer is called "We Imagine a Path" by D. Scott Cooper. And as we prepare to enter this time of silence, meditation, and prayer, let us take a few moments to hear the children go down the hall with their sweet little voices. And let's ground as we ground. And center as we center. And if you wish, let us take 3 deep breaths. Spirit of love, we bow our heads in order to imagine not one path, but many. We imagine a path forward for those who cannot imagine any path forward because of poor health, financial hardship, family crises, immigration status, and other roadblocks we cannot begin to understand or imagine. We struggle to imagine a path forward for those who are forced to leave home against their will, and for those unable to leave a war-torn homeland despite their lives being in danger. We imagine a path forward for those who leave their homes to make a better life for their families elsewhere. May we be a welcoming presence along that path toward hope. We come together to imagine a path forward for those of us despairing because we do not seem to know our country nor our neighbors, despite the fact that we have not moved at all. May we be the good we are hoping to find as we travel side by side down the path toward hope. We imagine a path forward for those who feel lonely. May we take another's hands as we walk that path toward community. Truly, we know as we imagine these ways forward and take one another's hands, the paths will lead to hope. The roads will lead to beloved community. And the arc will bend toward justice because we have dared to travel with love in our hearts. Let us join together in a time of silence. Let us speak the names of those we would hold in our love and care. In the name of love, hope, and justice, this we pray. Amen, and blessed be. Please stay seated for hymn 293, Star of Truth.
O star of truth down shining through clouds of doubt and fear, I ask beneath thy guidance my pathway may appear. However long the journey, however hard it be, though I be lone and weary, lead on, I follow thee. I know thy blessed radiance can never lead astray, though ancient creed and custom may point another, or urban treasure, or over dark follow thee.
Our reading today is by Jan Richardson called A Blessing for Traveling in the Dark. Go slow if you can, slower, more slowly still. Friendly, dark, or fearsome, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. Then again, it is true, different darks have different tasks, and if you have arrived here unawares, if you have come in peril or in pain, this might be no place you should dawdle. I do not know what these shadows ask of you, and what they might hold that means you good or ill. It is not for me to reckon whether you should linger or you should leave. But this is what I can ask for you, that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you are encompassed by the love that knows your name.
Carl said I have the mic and can say whatever I want. Buckle up. Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, I forgot my mic over there. I told myself I wouldn't, but then I did. Hang back. Anyway, what I wanted to say a second ago was that this song is an oldie that I used to enjoy back when I was an evangelical Christian. But I changed some of the words to make it better. I just wanted you to know that in case you go home and Google this and you're like, what is she doing? Anyway, it's called Where I Belong, and obviously, death of the author, I can't tell you how to interpret this, but the vibes that we're going for are belonging in this community, etc. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Am I giving you enough space? Cool. Oh, I'm always concerned for me, Lynn.
Presence is all I am longing for. Here in this secret place,
choosing a song that tends to make me cry was a bold move, right?
Thank you, Catherine. It's just wonderful. Thank you. So before I start, I want to offer a few words to those of you who are our guests today. I am so thankful that you're here. Thank you for blessing us with your presence and considering this congregation as a spiritual home. We're doing what could easily become a bit of insider talk today because we're talking about this congregation's map. We're exploring our goals for the future. But I'm going to do my best so that you don't feel like you're at another family's Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so bear with me. If there's anything you don't understand, feel free to come to me during coffee hour and ask all your questions, and I will be happy to fill you in. So once upon a time, in what feels centuries ago, there was no GPS. No Siri or Alexa, accent of your choice, transcribing an address, slapping an interactive route on your screen with distance, multiple routes, accidents, construction, traffic, speed traps, and ETA clearly marked. However did we do it? Instead, we had what? We had maps. These unfolded paper maps that you bought in gas stations that when unfolded would cover the whole front seat of a car. Maps that got covered in coffee, Coke, and ketchup stains. Maps that got stuffed into a glove box so often they broke into flimsy bits which you would try to hold together as long as you could. You even calculated your mileage how? By adding up the numbers between the stars placed along your route. And if you were going somewhere new, you didn't just jump into the car, input the address, and take off. At least you shouldn't, because driving while using a map is why your map has coffee, Coke, and ketchup stains all over it. No, you have to prepare. Like, get out the map and sit in your car and get your bearings. Study the best route. Try to memorize it so you don't have to stop and look again. And it offers no warnings about construction, rush hour traffic, accidents, or speed traps. Recall our reading by Jan Richardson. Go slow if you can. More slowly still, this is no place to break your neck by running, crashing, rushing into what you cannot see. These maps, these dirty, falling apart maps, could become precious. You gaze at a map and see where you've been, remembering how you felt when you were there, what the air smelled like, what you met, who you met, what you did, how you changed while you were there. And you look at the places you haven't been yet, tracing a route with your fingertip, imagining what might be. How many of us still have piles of these paper maps sitting somewhere special for the trips that you have dreamed of but have not yet taken, and you just can't throw out the map, no matter how much you like the accent you chose for Siri? Congregations use maps too, except we call it planning. Doesn't that sound adventurous and romantic? Like a ride into the sunset. Oh, but it can be, never fear, it can be. All those 5-year plans that we spend hundreds of hours on so they're perfect, that you promise you won't forget and when they're finally passed, gathering dust in basements all over the world. Going the way of the paper map. I should not be so cynical. In truth, planning is about building a map where you center your core values and ask yourself, what do we need to be thinking about and moving towards so that we are living our mission? At Eliot, our mission is this. We are called to love courageously, grow spiritually, and engage in compassionate action. Everything that we do is centered on that mission. And planning is about centering this mission so that we are living the promises we've made to ourselves. Promises that carry a vision of how we save lives. And I'm not talking about for heaven. I'm talking about now, for this earth, for each other, because isn't that at their core what our values are about? Why we call ourselves to center love in all we do is to save souls and bodies for this life. Heaven will take care of itself. This is where we are now. Now, this is the thing about planning. When congregations stand still, when we focus on keeping what we have and think everything is just fine, let's just keep going as we are, the church think tank word for that is maintenance ministry. Maintenance ministry. It's like filling your tank at the gas station and staying there, engine running, holding your beautiful, brand new, crisp map, free of Coke, coffee, and ketchup stains, glad you're always within walking distance of the soda machine. That's maintenance ministry. And if you're predominantly in maintenance ministry where you're trying to hold on, you will become irrelevant and you will die. There are thousands of beautiful, massive church buildings around this country that were packed 50 years ago and now have a handful of members in the front 2 rows because they stayed in maintenance mode and will likely close. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but that is not happening here. And it's no accident that it's not happening here, because this congregation is actually pretty good at living our mission, at centering our mission in a way that transforms us and hopefully creates some justice where there is brokenness. Because we are here, as Unitarian Universalists, we are here at the service of transformation. Nothing ever stays the same in our personal lives, in our collective life, and our social life. And we are committed. We belong to the spirit of transformation in the service of that love that has no beginning and no end, that moves us and moves in us and through us and of us, that holds us in its embrace and is held by us through ours. As Unitarian Universalists, we are always asking ourselves how we need to transform given what is happening within us and around us. And one of our core values is that deep embracing of transformation. Because all you have to do is look outside the walls of this place and we know that everything is changing all the time. And some of those changes are great and some of them are horrific. How are we being asked to protect the things we value? And how are we being asked to let go into the darkness and the shadow that we cannot see? Who are we being called to serve? What are we called to be right now? Because we know what's happening in our country. And that when we're at our best, this is both a beloved community of resistance against oppression and a life-saving oasis where you can shift the load a bit, fill the cup, open to deeper understandings, feel a deep sense of belonging, grow spiritually, and ground in a deeper moral ethic. And I hope that we feel some of that today as we face a national culture that is escalating in violence and volatility. And where some of us are becoming more and more afraid to be who we are, wondering if we do belong, afraid of saying what we think, of witnessing for our values, afraid of what price we might pay, because that is becoming a reality. Do you know that? Yes. It is becoming a reality. And that's why we all of us, everyone, no matter how long you've been here, or if this is the first time you've stepped in the door, that is why we are needed more than ever. And our mission, it's not just pretty words. To love courageously, that's what we're being called to do. To grow spiritually so that we're strong enough to love courageously and act compassionately. This is vital. This is about saving lives and spirits for the here and now and for the future. And at the same time, some things haven't changed, at least for some of us. The kids go to school, we do errands, go grocery shopping, get gas, plug in addresses on our GPS, go places, see the people we love, eat, sleep, pray. And the sunsets are still beautiful, and the birds still sing at every sunrise. But many of us are feeling more and more overwhelmed by everything that is happening. And I'm telling you that then this is a good place to be. This is the right place to be. Because we're often angry, sometimes very afraid, in disbelief at how fast things are happening, and praying, as the words in our reading say, that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome. And in this time and place, we have to intentionally remember where we've been, who we've been, where we've come from, how we call ourselves to live, and always keeping love at the center, even as it becomes more difficult. As bad as things get, we cannot become the instruments of fear and cynicism. Yes, there are moments, sometimes many of them a day, because there's no sugarcoating it. We are in trouble. We are in trouble. But we're called to be more. And our nation needs us to be more. Humanity needs us to be more. The earth needs us to be more, so that in the darkness there will be a blessing, that in the shadows there will be a welcome. So we're always planning here, pulling out the maps we've made, adding the miles up between the stars to see how far we've made, and then inspiring each other to think, what now? What now? What now? Now at Eliot Chapel, we adopted a new planning process about 2 years ago called the Rolling Roadmap. We set the ideal of a 5-year strategic plan to the side because they don't always work. They fizzle out, and they also quickly become outdated. Because how do you know what's happening in 5 years? How do you know where we're going to be in 5 years? Do you know where you're going to be in 5 years? No, we don't. So we have adopted a rolling roadmap, and that we always have about 3 goals going. One's in its first year, one's in its second year, one's in its third year, and every year the goal that's in its third year rolls off and a new goal rolls on. So even our map is transforming, which gives us the nimbleness to avoid becoming irrelevant, to avoid becoming a beautiful building with a few folks in the front rows. And our 3 goals are focused on this. These are our 3 goals right now. First, we're focusing on accessibility, on literally making sure everyone has physical access to our community, because inclusivity is a powerful, powerful value for us, despite the fact that it's become a swear word in many places outside this building. Inclusivity is core, that there should always be room. And we don't have enough accessible parking, for instance, for those with mobility issues, for young families and guests. How far did you have to go to park today? And how hard was it rolling a stroller with 3 little kids because there wasn't any parking here? Or trying to walk to church because all the accessible parking spots are already gone? This is actually an issue of inclusivity. So projects are in action to address the accessibility inside our building, I mean, how is it that we have a pulpit you have to have legs to get to, right? Or a chalice that you have to be able to stand to light? I mean, that's not right. We're keeping some of you from being able to experience the full richness of how you could lead in this congregation. So projects are in plan to address accessibility in here, and we're in the process of planning for our grounds, and we're in year 2 of this goal. So you're going to hear a lot more from our property development team in the months to come. Second, we're focused on our relationships with each other. We use the word right relationship a lot in Unitarian Universalism, and covenant a lot, because we don't have a God at our center, we have promises at our center, covenants that we have made to each other, like the one that we read this morning, for how we are going to be for each other. But because we are human, we mess up. And sometimes there have been times in this congregation, as there are in all communities, when we haven't gotten along all that well. So we used to have a process called Our Eliot that gave us a roadmap for how we come back into right relationship when we've fallen apart from each other. But it's fallen by the wayside. And we're in a time of peace in this community, which is the perfect time to put something back in place for when perhaps peace has become a little bit elusive. And this goal will roll off on June. So that's the one that's leaving. And finally, we have our Solidarity Strategies goal. We've been focusing since last November on how we're called to protect and advocate for those most at risk in our current political climate. And we know who those people are, like queer people, immigrants, abortion seekers, people of color, the poor, and more. So we're in the first year of this goal: accessibility, right relationship, and solidarity. And that brings us to today, because we are beginning the process today of discerning what our new 3-year goal we will be adopting in July 2026, when the right relationship one rolls off. And you may be thinking, what? It's September. What are we doing of this in September? It's not even fall yet. Fall starts tomorrow. But again, the words of Jan Richardson, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. We live in a culture where everything should be done yesterday, right? Where being rushed is a sign of productivity and creativity and worth, but it is not. It is not. Taking our time is actually a form of resistance as we are being buffeted by this shock and awe political tactic to destabilize us. So taking our time, it's a way of saying we are worth it. Our mission is worth it. Remember our children's story? How could you forget our children's story? Henry the pig draws a map of all the places in the farmyard where his animal friends live, and everyone is so excited that they take the map and run to the top of the hill to see if it's right. And of course, what's missing? They are. So they run down the hill to fill the map, and it becomes alive. Well, that's what we're doing this year. So this summer, the board became Henry the pig. Okay, we went on a retreat. Spent a lot of time in a barely air-conditioned meeting room in the height of the heat wave, surrounded by Illinois cornfields, and we mapped an open questions journey on what we should do with our love. And now we need you to slowly, no tripping, come down the hill and fill out the map. Every season, starting today, we will focus on another open question. We have 3 open questions that are going to guide our discernment process this year. And these are our 3 open questions. This is our map. 1, fall, today. How shall we center love in our care of one another? This is a super broad question. And after each service, there'll be a conversation, a guided conversation in rooms 1 and 2 in the basement, focusing on this question: how shall we center love in our care of one another? And then as the year goes on, the questions become more specific. So, given how we shall center love in our care of one another, with whom in the broader community shall we grow in loving relationships? That's our question for the winter. With whom in the broader community shall we grow in loving relationships? And then in the spring, there's the how's the rubber going to hit the road question. Given how we center love in our care for each other, given with whom in the broader community we shall grow in loving relationship, what resources shall we commit to center and expand love? And by resources, that means us, our money, and everything else that we have at our disposal. How are we going to use those to center love? Would the board members who are here today please stand? If you're a board member, please stand. First of all, thank you for being a board member. But these people are invited, yes. These people are inviting you to a listening session after the service, and you don't have to be a 45-year member to go. You could have come today. And you are welcome. So you can be seated. Thank you. So grab something in Adams Hall after the service and head down to rooms 1 and 2. And if you have kids, there is childcare in the nursery area. You can leave your kids there, and you can come for like a 50-minute conversation about how shall we center love in our care of each other. And we'll break into small groups and ask ourselves that question. Now, I want to put a few things out there. This is not about fixing things, okay? Listing all the things that we think should be done better, or that shouldn't be done anymore, or the new things that we should be doing. This is not about fixing things. It's not about finding solutions or complaining about what's not working, because that's looking in the past. We are looking into the future, and the facilitators will pull you back if that starts happening, focusing on here, looking forward. We're sitting in the question. And if you can't make the meetings today, there's a Zoom gathering on Tuesday evening. And the board is prepared to listen deeply. And in January, we'll have the second question, and in March, the third. And by June, we will have a new goal for next year that we have all committed to. We will be together in striving for that goal. So, holding our maps, which hopefully will become stained with coffee, Coke, and ketchup, and eventually torn in little bits that we're holding together, let this time together be blessed with our curiosity, our hopes and wishes, our yearnings, and our love for each other and the world. Amen and blessed be. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, We Will Sing Together.
Two measures. Four. When we sing together, our melody takes flight. When we sing together, we feel the dance of time. When we sing together, our voices blend as one. A resonant beauty flows within and rises up from song. When we sing together, our hearts are open wide. When we sing together, and love becomes our guide. When we sing together, we know a sacred bond. A holy expression speaks within and rises up from song. When we sing together, we weave our memories. When we sing together, we honor our legacies. together, all people since the dawn. Our human connection shines within and rises up from song. When we sing together, our vision burning bright. When we sing together, courageous in our flight. When we sing together, affirming all belong. The promise of justice calls within and rises up, it rises up from song.
We extinguish our chalice. Please join us. Oh, I'm sorry. Please join us. I'm so sorry. Let us extinguish our chalice and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We will keep a place for you wherever you may go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
And now may the Spirit of life hold you. May love bless you, and may joy find a place in your days. Go in peace.